Am I seeing the right screen then? Welcome to the Curly Hair Q&A Show. I'm your host, Ken Nickels, and I'm here with Melanie Nickels. She's the founder of the Raw Hair Organic Salon in beautiful Naples, Florida. It's one of the top curly hair salons in the country, and Melanie is one of the top curl and color experts anywhere in the world. She is also the founder and creator of the Raw Curls natural and organic curly hair product line that can be found at rawhairorganics.com. So this is episode 158. If you've been following along, welcome tonight. So how are you today, Melanie?
Good.
This is I've got a fun fact tonight to start out with. So today is Melanie's last show as a woman of her 40s.
I don't know if that's so fun.
It's fun to me.
Oh.
So next week, Monday's her birthday, so we're gonna have a party.
It's actually my birthday on Monday, we'll have to celebrate.
She told me like 3 weeks ago. She said, "I am not doing a show on my birthday."
I did not.
We're doing a show on her birthday.
Yeah, of course. He's making me work.
Yes, but we're gonna have wine. I think,
Everyone else takes I don't drink wine.
I know.
Everyone else takes the day off. I should have the day off.
You could, but you can't because we might have a guest again. We weren't supposed to.
No, we're not having a guest.
We'll see.
We're not having a guest.
Not to.
No, we're not having a guest.
All right, we're not having a guest. We're gonna have a party.
Yes.
Flourless chocolate cake, probably. Maybe if I can find it. That good stuff from Trader Joe's. I think. Anyway, have you got a fun fact for us tonight, Melanie?
I did, but now you made me forget.
Oh.
Let's see. I have a class coming up at the end of March. Did you get my message about that?
Yes. Yeah, the 29th,
do we have the thing?
Do we have the thing? No, I don't. No, I didn't get your message about it. But I do have the thing because Lionel created it. I don't think it's ready. Lionel, is that thing ready? Can you pop it up on the screen? Do you know what I'm talking about? The thing we were working on Friday and Saturday?
Which one?
The one for the classes. Do you want to show that?
Yeah.
Can we show it at the end so I can save it?
Oh,
okay.
He wants to show it at the end.
Okay.
So you can get ready. But we have it.
Didn't you have the one that we had from before?
Yes, but it doesn't have that date on it.
Oh,
it had previous dates on it, so I had to change it. But we're going to talk about that.
That's my fun fact. I'm having a class at the end of March, and we are looking for volunteers to be models, curly hair models. So
yes.
People that want to come in and volunteer their head of curls to get a cut for my students. That would be great.
Right. And we've got a couple of spots left for professional licensed hairstylists. If you'd like to come in and spend 2 days here and learn how to be a curl specialist, we can do that. And it's relatively inexpensive. It's actually more than, I keep saying that and it's wrong. Put it this way. I'll be blunt. It's way cheaper than anywhere else, and you get to learn 3 different techniques really instead of 1. It's a deal. Where's my engineer? You got to tell him.
Tell them what?
Are you getting buzzing in your ear?
Yeah. Now I can't hear anything.
Can't hear
except for
anything.
that.
Can't hear anything. Lionel.
Yes.
Well, he can't hear us, obviously. Oh, more technical difficulties. What a surprise. There we go. Yeah, it's gone. What was that? What was that?
A technical difficulty, but it's fixed. Anyway, so we're done. Okay. All right, so we got our fun facts. Hey, there it is. That's the thing. Raw Curls Academy, if you're watching the live stream, where we are live streaming this evening on YouTube, on the Curly Hair Q&A Show YouTube channel. We are also live streaming on Facebook in the Curly Girl Support Group, the DevaCurl User Support Group, the Curly Hair Q&A Show page and group, I believe. Where else, Lionel, are we live streaming tonight? Do you know?
That should be it.
Should be it. Curly Hair Specialist page, maybe?
Yeah, we're sharing.
Oh, yeah, sharing into the Curly Hair Specialist. That's the professional group. So also tonight, probably by 11 o'clock tonight Eastern time. This episode will be available on podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Radio Public, Podcast Addict, and on SoundCloud. We are a 2019 award-winning podcast. We are the #2 hair industry-related curly hair podcast in the country. Pretty cool.
Wow.
You must subscribe.
That was last year. Maybe this year we're #1.
We might be #1. I hope so. I don't like being #2.
I do have another fun fact.
Yes, tell me.
I had heard about a new color it's actually by Matrix, and believe it or not, it's a type of henna hair color. And I bought some today, so I'm going to try it out on my hair.
I saw that.
Yeah, I told you about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well,
you're going to try it?
Yeah, I bought.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I always try things on my hair first in case it's a disaster, then we can fix it. But yeah, it's a new technology because they say that it is compatible with oxidative, traditional hair color. And so all the problems that that you normally had, or that we as stylists had with using henna, is not an issue with this color, supposedly. So we'll see. It sounds like really kind of a pain to work with, which they normally are, but I guess you have to use like boiling hot water, and I don't know how long the process takes and how messy it is, but we'll find out.
Oh boy, is this going to be the next industry scandal?
Maybe. Yeah.
And we'll be at the forefront again.
Yep. So I meant to do it this weekend, and we ran out of time. But for sure, I've got to, I don't know if I'll get it done, because I got to get my hair colored. If you can't see the grays, I'm surprised. But yeah, I need my hair colored before next weekend.
Should have worn my glasses. Sunglasses.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
They're at me. Yeah, because next weekend is your
23
party.
years of marriage. What can you expect?
Yeah, your party. What'd you say, 28?
23.
Whatever. Just seems like, right?
Yeah.
Feels like, kind of like weather.
That's why I have
38 degrees feels like minus.
That's right.
Oh, my God. All right, let's get going. Okay, so I think that's it. Where's Murphy?
I don't know.
All right, good. Means she's sleeping or busy. All right, okay, let's get started. We've got a special guest this evening. Hooray. Boy, we've had guests almost every single week.
Yeah,
and,
that's why we're not having one next week for my birthday. We already discussed
so we can eat cake, right?
Yes.
And that's okay. All right. Yeah, we are gonna have a heck of a party. All right. Okay, so this week we have a special guest, but before I introduce this special guest, I want to bring something to your attention. For those of you who are regular watchers and listeners of this show, including this is show number 158 of our regular shows, but we have a total of about 400 that we've done between Question of the Days and the shows we did back in the kitchen days, and then before the kitchen days and whatever. So we've done a lot. But in the last couple of months, we've interviewed some of the biggest players in the professional curly hair world. And have questioned them regarding the DevaCurl scandal that we're going to talk about a bit tonight again. And we've had people on, such as the Sherry Harbinger, who's one of the original co-founders of DevaCurl. This past weekend, I had Weedad Steven on, who is, yes, Weedad, the Weedad. Interviewed her for about 45 minutes. We have to clean that up a little bit because we had a technical issue at the beginning. We're going to edit that tomorrow, and then we'll launch it, so you guys will get to see that Q&A and get to see what her thoughts are on it. Also, we know Weedad. She's been very, very good to us professionally over the years. She's been nothing but kind and generous to us. She, after the show that we recorded on Saturday, she gave me another hour of her time and gave me a lot of really good insight and help and guidance, and only information you get from being in this industry years and years and years. So really appreciate that, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. But but we've also had the Weedad global artistic director Chadwick Penley on, and we've had plenty of DevaCurl licensed and certified hairstylists from all over the country on the show. Talk about this and answer questions regarding the situation, because it is serious. It's turned into at least one class action lawsuit. But there's an interesting thing I'm going to talk about tonight before we get in with our guest. So that's the list of people from the professional salon world that I have asked, and every single one of them has agreed to come on and has talked, or are on my list of people in the next couple of weeks to talk. But I've also reached out to the most vocal influencers in the Instagram and YouTube world, and blogging world for that matter. The most visible and the most vocal. I've reached out to at least 10 of them, and I'm going to list them off to you now, and I'm going to tell you what has happened with them. India Batson, no response, no replies, multiple tries. Aisha Malik, no response, multiple tries. Bianca Renee Today, no responses, multiple tries. Hi Felicia, no responses, multiple tries. Dr. Dre, no, multiple tries, no responses. The Curl Ninja, no response, multiple tries, and there's actually even more to that. No, multiple tries, no response. Let's see what else. Let's see who else I have here. Oh, okay. DevaCurl, the company itself, no response, multiple tries. However, in 2019 in the fall, I asked them 2 other times. They very respectfully declined. Recently, in the last 3 weeks, I've reached out to them. No response, multiple tries. Sydney Dragon. If you don't know who she is, I know a lot of you do know who she is, but a lot of you might not. She's the kid doing the DevaCurl videos in her pajamas, in her bedroom at her parents' house. She said yes. I have not set a date for that because I can't tell how old that kid is. And I'm really leery about bringing a child potentially into a situation like this.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm
if
thinking
it's a
a bad
kid
idea.
in their pajamas, I don't think so. I can tell you no
Should
already.
see the numbers she's got, like 300 grand just on a week-old video.
Little kids have nothing better to do.
Yeah, so that's my thought on that. Curly Susie, no response, multiple tries. Joy Before Her, no response, 2 tries. Mains by Mel, no response, 1 try. However, I'll cut her some slack because I only reached out to her on Friday, and I have not heard back. Sierra M. Lunasa, no response. However, she did do a Raw Curls review a number of years back. If you don't know who she is, take a look at her YouTube channel. I believe it is called Sierra M. Lunasa. She is a Irish young lady. She's got to be in her early 20s now. She was a teenager when she did a Raw Curls review. She's from Ireland, Irish from Ireland. My God, gorgeous young girl. But she's been kind of quiet for a while, for about a year. And I found out the reason why, and that's why I believe I reached out to her and I thought, well, maybe she'll reach out to me just because, we had a good, relationship a number of years ago. She's got waist length, gorgeous curls and eyes like you wouldn't believe. Majority of it fell out. So she kind of went into hiding. So, so we're cutting her slack too. I'd really like her to get back, but we'll see. She says she's over it. We'll see. Lorraine Massey, no response to 2 direct offers to come on the show while she and I were talking about another industry-related thing in a conversation. I directly asked her twice. She did not respond to those direct invites. Weedad Steven, founder of Weedad, yes. And as I said, we did about a 45-minute interview that we'll see. So basically, Lorraine wouldn't be considered an influencer. Weedad wouldn't be considered an influencer. Everybody else here, DevaCurl, the company itself, but I'm going to include them. So basically, everybody who's been the top 10 or 12 people on here who have been extremely vocal about A, promoting the DevaCurl products, and B, about telling people to get off of them, and in some cases bashing them. not one of them will come on to do Q&A with, or I actually offered to do like a panel discussion with other curly hair professionals such as Melanie. All of them declined. The professionals all said yes. The influencers all said no.
So let me get this straight. These are people that were originally promoting DevaCurl,
Yes.
and now they're
Yes.
against.
But they're not professionals.
Right.
However,
Okay.
one of them did say yes, and she's with us tonight.
Yay.
This is Brandi Pope, Ms. Brandi Pope, the Glam Belle, and she's on with us tonight, and she's going to tell us stories. So I have to start out by telling you, by first welcoming you, and thanking you very much for standing up and coming on here to not only share your story but your daughter's story. That you doing that ranks you very high in my book of professionalism. Thank you. You deserve that, and I hope everybody that's watching or listening tonight gives you a nice big thumbs up and a follow on her Instagram, because she damn well deserves it. So anyway,
thank you so much.
At the Glam Belle, my people are on top. It's on your face there. Anyway,
there you go. That's who
anyway,
I am.
Now I'm going to throw out something just because I know how this goes. This is not a bias, but I am going to say this. Just so I get it out there. A number of years back, I had somehow met Brandi, and she did a Raw Curls review. I never paid her. I never gave her anything for free. I didn't compensate her in any way other than gave her product, she reviewed it, and that was the end of it. Was that a fair statement?
The end. That was it.
The end. That was it. So now here's the other thing. And this is really funny. And Brandi will tell you, she'll tell you this is how this played out. Literally just out of the blue, because she came up in my circles and just popped up in my email list one day. And I looked and I'm like, I haven't talked to her in a while. I think I'll do a giveaway with her. And I did a giveaway with her. And you're going to see the people who were in that giveaway on her Instagram. We're going to give away 30 Raw Curl starter packs today. So we're going to give away $1,000 worth of stuff. Brandi's going to give you the list of winners at the end of the show. So you're going to have to watch this, but that had nothing to do with this interview at all. And you're going to see as we ask the questions and go through, it had nothing to do with it. So it wasn't like, so you can't sit here and say, oh, they're doing this because he paid her. That's not what happened. That's not how it happened.
Not at all.
Anyway, your check will be in the mail for this thing. Anyway, just throwing it out there because
I want to charge you double.
Yeah, I know. I expect it. I know how it goes. It's the whole Tony
0
Soprano
plus 0
thing,
is.
right? Anyway, see, if I don't say that, if I don't qualify all that, somebody's going to look into it and somebody's going to spread it everywhere like we got something going, right? So
right. Of course.
All right. So anyway, so thank you. So thank you very much. So I'm going to introduce you a little bit, and I want you to basically, I'd like you to tell us, let's start by, tell us who you are. Tell us how you kind of got into this. I know a little bit about your story. You were not in a great place when this all started, when you went into the influencer game. And that, to me, that's really powerful. What's actually even more powerful is the fact that you actually talk about it. I know, and everybody seems to know about, all my cancer journeys and how I've been really open about them. And that really, I've realized by listening to other people responding to me, that it's, it's bigger than me. The fact that I got sick all those times is bigger than me. It's, the other people involved. So the fact that you did it, I know why you did it. And it's the same thing because it gets other people to talk. So tell us how you get into this. Tell us how long you've been doing it. And then I'm going to bring you into a couple of stories.
All right. So I started my YouTube channel probably I was really inconsistent when I first got started. And really the reason that I got started is because people would always ask me about my makeup. I didn't even get into YouTube because of hair. I got into it because of makeup, and I thought maybe I could just do videos and people can watch it and I wouldn't have to repeat myself over and over and over again. I could just send them to a video, right? So that's really how I got started. I quickly realized that people didn't really care about the makeup as much as they cared about my curly hair. So then I kind of changed directions and started focusing more on curly hair and helping others in the curly hair industry. One of the biggest reasons I got started on YouTube was because I was going through a very hard time. I was extremely sick. My health was just like in the pits. And I needed something to give me an outlet to just get my mind off of everything I was going through in real life.
Get your mind
so
off
being
yourself.
able to exactly put my mind on helping others. And so that's what I did. And 6 years later, here I am, and I love it. And, you know, it's just been amazing meeting the people that I've met, making the connections I've made. It's just been awesome.
Mm.
Wow.
Wonderful. So tell us, so you have a young daughter named Shaylin. How old is Shaylin?
Shaylin is 16.
She's 16. And she's on her way to becoming an influencer or a YouTuber, I guess you'd call her in general. But she's got a story that leads up to your story. Tell us that story. Tell us. I've kind of nicknamed it the DevaCurl debacles. Tell us Shaylin's DevaCurl debacle.
So I've got 3 daughters, and none of them will come on live with me except for Shaylin. And she's my only daughter that has kind of wavy hair. And I thought this would be fantastic to bring her on my channel, do a DevaCurl transformation on her wavy hair, just to kind of give people different, textures on my channel. So we did that, tried out all the DevaCurl products on her. When I did that video, I actually had a follower reach out and wanted to send her some product. So I was like, that's awesome. She sent it. She started using the DevaCurl products. And actually, in particular, she was using the No Poo One Condition line. Well, of course, I didn't put 2 and 2 together until all of this stuff came out, but she started losing massive amounts of hair. And I couldn't figure it out. She came to me because I had already had issues with hair loss. So she knew that I understood all of that. So she came to me very, very concerned, telling me how much hair she was losing. And I thought, okay, well, I need to see like exactly how much hair you're talking about, So she took a shower one day. She came and showed me how much hair she lost. And as a mom, of course, I was like, okay, that is not normal. We need to figure out what's going on. I put my fingers through her hair and it was just like chunks of hair coming out. So I immediately set up an appointment, took her to the doctor. They had her get all kinds of blood work done. Of course, everything came back completely normal. And they told us it must be stress. She must be really stressed. And that's why she's losing hair. We knew that she wasn't. No. I mean, no more stress than any other 16-year-old,
I know how
I mean, she wasn't going through anything traumatic at the moment.
Uh-huh. Everything's traumatic for a 16-year-old girl. Anyway.
That is true. That is true. And I've got all daughters, so I know all about that.
Bless your husband's heart. Anyway.
I know, poor thing. But yeah, so we just chalked it up to stress. But once she finished that bottle of DevaCurl, and at that time too, she was having major scalp issues, major dandruff. I mean, her head itched so bad all the time that, every time I saw her, I was like, why are you itching your head again? She had to get off of it. And I put her on the dandruff type of shampoo to try to help with it. Put her on some type of scalp treatments to help. As soon as she stopped using DevaCurl, her hair stopped falling out, started growing back. And of course, it wasn't until all this came out that I put the timeline together. And I thought, wow, this only happened while you were using this one product.
Had she ever had a Diva cut by a Diva trained stylist leading up to that point? Or was she just getting regular haircuts because she's wavy? Just regular
haircuts. She was just getting regular haircuts.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what made it so interesting to bring her on and try this transformation, because she had never used the products before, never had a curly cut, So we really wanted to see what type of results she could get with, good curly hair products.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with your own experience, when was it that you started losing hair? And, was it the same kind of thing where, because a lot of times I know clients come into the salon and they're like freaking out. Oh my God, I'm losing so much hair, and I'm looking in the sink and I'm going, that's normal, because, you should lose 75 to 100 strands a day. And if you haven't washed your hair in, several days, it's, it can be more. So, what was your experience? What was that? Because it looks like you have a ton of hair.
Yeah. Thank the Lord. I'm at a really good place with my hair now. I actually have a whole playlist on my channel of my hair loss journey, because it was so traumatic.
Oh, can I stop you there?
Hair.
Can I stop you just for a minute? Did you look at Shaylin's hair and what was going on with her, and then look at yourself and say, geez, looks like maybe I'm losing hair too, and just didn't? Okay,
well,
go ahead.
My hair loss started before hers. So I had started losing hair probably about a year before that, and I was losing massive amounts. I was going to different doctors. I started going to an endocrinologist, dermatologist, my regular PCP, you name it. I mean, they had put me on every type of over-the-counter medicine and all of that for hair loss.
How old are your youngest? How old's your youngest?
My youngest is 11.
Okay, so it wasn't postpartum hair loss.
No. Nope.
And you're not in your changes yet? So it's not that either?
Nope.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
Lucky.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, happy early birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I think my hair's falling out too.
You're married to me. Anyway, moving on. Sorry, go on. I'm just making a lot of notes and stuff.
So anyway, after a bunch of testing and stuff, I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome. And hair loss is a big symptom of that. So I chalked all the hair loss up to that medical condition. Never thought that it was any of the products. But at that time, now, of course, looking back, putting the timeline together, I was using pretty much exclusively for my cleansers, the DevaCurl No Poo line. And I use their stylers too, but mainly their cleansers.
Okay. All right. Okay. Just taking notes. Do you got anything else, Melanie, or go into some?
You can go into something else.
All right. I've got some questions, and I'm just going to ask you one or two of them, and then as we move on here, as they become relevant, I'll go into questions that we got from listeners and viewers. Now, I watched this video that you did with Shaylin on February 7th. I've watched it probably 5 times, and I've read virtually every single comment in there. And I spotted something that apparently nobody else did, and I'm going to point it out. I'm going to point it out, and then we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
Here, and this jumped out to me right away. Here's Shaylin, and this is a quote. This is Shaylin talking to you, Mom, talking to Mom, to the channel of her situation. And Shaylin starts out, quote, "One of your subscribers, who's so sweet, ended up sending me a DevaCurl 1 conditioner, and she ended up sending it to me so sweet, and I ended up using it because I love the smell of their products. So I was like, awesome, my hair will smell great. So I started using it, and it worked pretty well. But then I realized, looking back now, as soon as I started using it, I started losing hair. And it was like chunks and chunks of hair. And I have never had any problems like that, and I've never lost any hair. So that was when it started happening. I didn't think anything of it at first," unquote. Here's what jumps out to me on this, because I see what's going on with the DevaCurl lawsuit and, in the class action thing, and there's obviously I'm actually going to do a video tomorrow talking a lot about the different aspects of it, but it really boils down to two things: is that some people are claiming it's technique, some people are claiming it's product, blah blah blah, ingredients, whatever. But when I saw this and I rewound this quote probably 4 or 5 times to really pay attention to it, here's what I catch. She used a product that she got from a random person on the internet that happens to be a subscriber of your channel and started using it, and her hair immediately started falling out. Could this user have contaminated this bottle of DevaCurl product she gave to your daughter?
While that could be a speculation, this particular subscriber is one that I have been connected with almost since I started my channel. She is one of my most devoted followers, subscribers. She's so sweet, and I don't believe that she would do anything like that. She's not someone that I would ever question that would do anything negative. Okay. She reached out to me and just said that she had used it one time and it wasn't her cup of tea. So since it worked so great in the video for my daughter, she wanted her to have that bottle.
Okay. You see how I could come up with that, right? Though. Just hearing it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Because it's, because I obviously, just because of the position we have in the industry, I mean, we understand techniques and whatever, because Melanie's been a Diva trained stylist since 04, 05, whatever, something like that. And we've been manufacturing products. We've been in the ingredient business forever. And,
right.
And I read that and I'm like, okay, if I look back at the history of DevaCurl products and then I read this and I'm thinking, what the heck? Okay. So where did this woman get this, that she was willing to hand it off to your daughter? I mean, where is there something in the steps, I guess? So in other words, I guess I look at it and I think, okay, if I'm in the jury in this courtroom on this this class action suit, and your story is the plaintiff, I'm like, not guilty. I'm like, there's too much. Do you know what I mean? I mean, please do not think I'm attacking you at all. I have to look at this from all these different angles.
That's a good question. And now it makes me think of another question that would be interesting to know. Like, how many people, when did this hair loss start? Do we know? Like, because Diva's been around for a long time and there wasn't a problem until recently.
Oh, you mean in general?
Yeah, in general.
The oldest one I can really find is that was public. I mean, obviously this there could have been more, but the oldest one that I could find that was significant and was the oldest was Sierra M. Lunasa, the Irish girl.
But
she's 3 years.
When are we? So like 3 years ago, people started having issues.
From what I could tell, Do you know, Brandi? Do you know anything older than that you've heard of?
Oh, my hair loss started about 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
And increasingly
I'm just trying to get
worse.
a handle on, like, was it in the last year? Was it okay? So like within the last.
And my daughter's started it was about November of 2018, and she used that product through like January, February of 2019.
But anyway, that brings up another question since you pointed that out. I'd be curious to know how many people that are having these issues, where they purchase the product. Was it through Diva directly? Was it through a salon or stylist directly? Or is it something that they purchased from the stores?
Yeah. Oh. I had somebody ask me that they believed that they could possibly be the bottles could possibly be contaminated by someone dastardly, like Dick Dastardly, dastardly in one of the DevaCurl warehouses. And I said, nah, it's too, I mean, if you've ever been in one of these big giant warehouses like we got, it's,
they go through so many,
they go through so much, it cycles through so much, and there's so much control. I couldn't see that. Okay. All right. Do you have anything else you wanted to point out, or should I get into some more questions?
No, you can get into questions.
Okay. All right. Bear with me. I'm going to ask you some more. Or Brandi, did you have anything else you wanted to add about your story that would be?
Do we have any?
Valuable?
We don't have any pictures or anything.
No, I don't think so. No. Do you have anything, Brandi, that you want to? Anything else you want to add to that, or do you want me to just go on and ask some questions?
Well, like I said, I've got an entire playlist about my my hair loss journey.
Tell us
and
about
it shows pictures and everything like that. And it kind of, goes through the timeline of when my hair starts to get better. I started using red light therapy to try to grow my hair back, and that worked tremendously for me. But I also started getting inundated with messages about DevaCurl, and was DevaCurl the culprit of why I was losing my hair? That was really the first time that I started thinking, like, what is happening? Like, what is this about? And more stories started coming out. That's when I started to like question, maybe I should stop using the cleansers at least. And so I kind of stopped using them for a while, and I was only using one specific styler, and I started using lots of other products. Of course, on my channel, I'm constantly testing out products. So I wasn't using them exclusively. My hair started to get better, and my hair was growing back, and it just continued to improve until how it is now. But again, I do have polycystic ovarian syndrome, so I know that I can't sit here and say I know that DevaCurl was the culprit. But when I look at my daughter's story, I'm like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Hers is 100% because of the product,
Yeah, because that was something else I was trying to figure out. Like, do you have coloring and highlights in your hair?
I do. But at the time, I didn't have highlights. I just had my hair, my natural color. But now I'm bleaching my hair and it looks better than ever.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Cause that was, it's just something I'm trying to figure all this out with different, some people have no problems. Some people have problems, and there's so many factors that go into it. Like, are people, doing a lot of highlighting or chemical services, that their hair is fragile? There's just so much that can affect the hair and the health of it and falling out. So anyway, but so just trying to see if there's like a common denominator between people.
Right.
Well,
right.
Let's go through some questions, and then let me ask you another question before we get into these other questions. And these are people in the Facebook groups, and some of these questions are actually from stylists as well. How long did it take you for your hair to get back to normal doing that red light therapy and whatever else you were doing? Melanie, did you do that red light therapy at your salon?
No, that was something that we had at the other location. Suzanne had that.
Oh, yeah.
But
did you ever use that, or was it just there?
I haven't used it. There were some clients that did. Yeah. So we have an infrared iron that we can use as like a conditioning treatment, but that's not something that I use for hair growth.
No. So how did that, when you did that and whatever else you did, how long did it take before you saw a significant turn in the right direction?
The specific company that I was using is iRestore. They told me out the gate that it would take about 6 months to start to see really significant results. Within a month, I saw results. And I was like hooked, because I was literally going bald in the temple area as well as my crown. And my hair was it was so thin. It was like see-through. It's crazy. But I'd say within a month, I started seeing results. Within 6 months, there was a significant change in my hair. And now it's been over a year, and I still use it every other day. Now my husband has been using it.
Oh my gosh.
Did
your daughter use it too?
She did not. She did not use it. But thankfully, because her hair loss didn't last too long, her hair started growing back pretty quickly on its own. As soon as she stopped using DevaCurl, she had little baby hairs coming out.
Wow. So now with the red light therapy, are you using a brush or a cap, or because there's different tools?
This is a cap. It basically looks like kind of like a football helmet almost. And it has little red lights all throughout it. And you use it every other day for 25 minutes. It has an automatic timer. It's super easy. I put it on, drink my cup of coffee, and I'm good to go.
Wow.
Interesting.
So you do it on dry hair?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Great. Because I really haven't known a lot of people that have had successful results from that. So that's wonderful. Very cool.
Absolutely. And I have several videos in particular about the iRestore device that I use, cool. Showing the results and the timeline and all of that.
Wow. Awesome.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Here, I got some other questions here. Okay. Let's see. Brandi, were you ever financially compensated by DevaCurl? Did they pay you or give you products or other items?
Financially compensated. Ever. Was never paid 1 penny from them. Okay. I did become an affiliate. I don't remember exactly when I became an affiliate, but I still never made 1 penny even from the affiliate program. Now, they did send me products. All the products that I ever used were sent directly in PR from DevaCurl.
Okay.
So.
All right, so they gave you the products. Okay. So they came direct from them.
That's the only way I guess you could say I was compensated was
what
free
was
product.
the affiliate program supposed to be?
You get a percentage of sales from people that click on your link to purchase the DevaCurl products. But by the time I became an affiliate is when I kind of stopped using a lot of their products, and I was using so many other brands that I wasn't really sharing my affiliate link. So never 1 penny.
Okay. Excuse me. Pardon me, I don't have a cough button. So you believe that your hair loss was from DevaCurl. Were you using other products in the work that you were doing with your YouTube channel in conjunction during this time period with DevaCurl products?
At the time that I was losing the most hair, I was using DevaCurl, I'd say probably 80% of the time. Okay. And 20% of the time, I was trying out other products and other brands and things like that.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So we asked you about you're overpaid. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Do you feel any responsibility to people that listen to you recommending DevaCurl products? Do you I don't know if this is fair. No, I'm going to ask it anyway. Second part of this question is, she asks, do you feel that you misled them?
I don't feel like I misled anyone, because you can't mislead anyone when you don't know that something's causing issues, you know? So
yeah, that would be like knowing and continuing to promote it. I mean, you know,
right.
Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just reading other sheets.
I mean, who would do that? No, she stopped using it when she knew and stopped promoting it.
Hey, you people that have watched the show long enough, you'll see every once in a blue moon, I'll stop and I'll go like this. I'm like, look at this and tell me, should I read this or not? That's how it goes. But that's the fun of a live show.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I definitely felt like
literally,
it was...
You'll see I'll make comments every once in a while at the end of a show, and I'll put, you know, my career is over in 3, 2, 1, you know, but anyway, it is what it is. Anyway,
it's kind of like what I was talking about last week, though, when they were asking if, you know, we have kind of rewritten the Curly Girl method. Well, you know, I mean, it's a lot of things are learning, ongoing, and trial and error. So, you know, as you learn, you decide whether things work or not. And that's kind of what's going on here. Like, you know, she was using the product, didn't really realize it. But then once, you know, you recognize there may be an issue, you know, sometimes that's what happens. And then you stop. You know, I've had clients that have had that happen too, where, you know, they start using a product and think it's wonderful. And then, you know, realize that they have an allergy to something and, you know, they have to stop using it. Right. So, you know, it's kind of sense.
Melanie.
Right. And I mean, even with any other product, you know, I could love a product and promote it, and it might have something that causes an allergic reaction in someone else.
Sure.
Exactly. I mean, I didn't mislead them. You know.
Yep.
Exactly. Hey, I've had that happen. I mean, you know, I honestly, I have one client who, you know, I sold her my products because she loved them and they work great on her hair. And then all of a sudden she came back, she started having allergic reaction. I mean, you can be allergic to coconut or citrus or, you know, one of the things that's or aloe, it's highly concentrated in my product, and, you know, you're going to have an issue. So it's not like you don't know unless you know that allergy ahead of time. And she did not.
Exactly.
You know, it took us a little while to figure it out. It seemed so odd. You know, you think, oh my gosh, because it's so pure and organic, you shouldn't have a problem. Well, you still can have an allergy. So yeah, it can be an issue.
Yeah. I'm gonna skip around here a little.
Now she's
bit.
on the Diva product. I hope her hair doesn't fall out. Oh God. That would be worse.
Hope not.
God.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip around here just a little bit, just because that's not fair, right? I'm gonna skip that.
Yeah, no.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
No. Okay. All right. Okay. This next question I'm going to give you I can tell by reading it. You'll see. It came from a hairstylist. Okay. Let's see. Brandi, just my opinion, but I have a hard time wrapping my head around a hair product. Let me reread this. See, what happens is people send stuff or they do voice to text, and because I don't I look like a All right. Just my opinion, but I have a hard time wrapping my head around the possibility of a hair product making your hair fall out, aside from possibly product buildup, etc., or allergies. I've been using Diva since 2008, and hundreds, all caps, of happy clients later. I'm sorry, but I'm just having a hard time with this. Hair products? Really? For that? What product will get targeted next? So I guess her question is, she's been using Diva in her salon or with her clients since 2008, and she's not seeing this with product, so she's having a hard time wrapping her head around it being product. So I'll ask the question for her. Do you think it could have been something else besides product?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay.
I don't think so, because when you look, you know, there's over 40,000 people in a Facebook page that have had issues, very, very similar issues, very similar symptoms. And it's hard to say that everyone's doing the wrong technique or everyone has buildup. I know as an influencer, I was taking the best care of my hair as possible. I was clarifying once a month. I was doing all the things to make sure that my hair was healthy. So I know that that wasn't an issue. So I don't know, but I do want to mention that I think there was a change, because in the beginning, when I first started using their products, I didn't have any issue. I got great results, which is the whole reason I started promoting their products. You know,
Sure.
I got great results, so I shared it with everyone. I feel like this all kind of started happening within the last like year to year and a half, that you started hearing all these stories come out, which is why you find it hard to find a story that's like, you know, more than 2.5 years ago that people were losing hair.
Right.
So I don't know if there was a change or if it was something at the warehouse that took, I mean, who knows? You can only speculate, you know?
Right. Yep. Do you,
Yeah, and I agree, and that's what I said, because, you know, people have used this product for so long, and you didn't really hear of these issues until more recently.
Yeah.
Right.
Brandi, do you still have any connections with DevaCurl, and are you used by DevaCurl as a company in any of their advertising, marketing, or promotional items? Your image?
I am not. The only
Were you ever?
No, I wasn't. I mean, they've posted me on their Instagram page, I think once, maybe.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
And I did go on, I know that really doesn't count, but I did go on a influencer trip with them in 2017. The only influencer trip that I've ever been on in my history of YouTube. Again, never got paid anything to be on that trip or anything, but
do you have to buy the trip, or they take you on it with them?
They take you on it.
They take you on it. Okay.
Yep. So they, you know, flew me out and we had a great time. It was a bunch of other influencers. And it was a couple of days, and that was that. It was for their Build Up Buster launch. But other than that, I know, right?
Just saying. Anyway, go on.
And that was actually interesting when that came out.
I got blasted so bad because the day that thing came out, I went online and I said that like half a dozen times, and people blasted the life.
Yeah, because I mean, how many years was the product around and they didn't have a buildup buster?
Now we need a buildup buster.
Yeah, I don't know. So that was kind of interesting.
Right. Now we need to come out with a buildup buster for the company that came out with a buildup buster. Is that how we're going to market it, Melanie?
Oh boy.
Anyway, sorry.
But really, the only connection that I had with them through the years was with their PR rep, who would reach out to me and say, "Hey, we have a new product coming out. We want to send it to you." Okay. Great. Like that was basically it. But they never used me on their pagging or anything like that.
So you must have been busy because man, did they come out with a lot of new products?
Yeah, they must have been busy. So in other words, you didn't have a deep enough connection where you could. With someone deep enough in the company where you could say, "Hey, what the heck's going on?" Apparently,
right?
Okay,
right. I mean, now the PR rep has a couple of times ever since I put out my video about not using DevaCurl and my daughter's video. Just saying, you know, if I wanted to, basically that they've done testing and everything was proven safe. And if I wanted to talk to someone in the company that I could.
Did you?
But no, I did not.
Okay.
And the reason being is because they've sent the same message to everyone that has reached out.
I get it.
It's almost like a copy and paste message.
I understand. I know. I saw it.
It is interesting. Like she says, you know,
say bye Instagram.
Bye Instagram.
Say bye Instagram.
Bye Instagram.
Catch us on YouTube. Curly Hair Q&A show.
Yeah, it's interesting that you have, you know, your story and then your daughter's. So like you say, I mean, it's kind of hard to disprove that, you know, where it was so obvious what happened with her. Like with you, you're saying, you know, it could have been some health issues in correlation with but with your daughter, there was like nothing else involved. I'm sure she didn't have bleached hair, you know, all the things that, you know, people could 16 hormones, but it's not usually hair loss hormones.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I thought. Usually not hair loss hormones.
No. Yeah. So yeah, that's really
and that was really my light bulb moment where I was like, oh no, this is an issue. Oh my gosh, when I put the timeline together, there was no doubt. And that's when I said, I've got to tell my audience about this.
Wow. Yeah. Well, good for you, because a lot of people I think would probably get quiet, or you know
well, we've learned it. I mean, I went out there in the last 2 weeks, you know, and
it takes a lot of courage to step out and say I was wrong, or you know, admit to something, you know, that you've previously, like you said, you were supporting and now all of a sudden you found out differently, and it, you know, takes a lot of courage to step out and and to admit that.
You know how hard it is for people to say
it's scary.
Know, they were wrong, they were sorry, I mean, anything like that. I mean, it's just human nature that people I get it, but yeah. So again, thank you for doing it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Next question I have. Let's see.
And it wasn't in a malicious way to attack Diva. It was just sharing your story and your daughter's story of what happened. Right. So you know, that makes it really valid.
Right. Let's see. This is from a group member. Let's see. I want to know her take on co-washing. If she does it, how often, and does she suggest that it be a part of curly girls' normal routine? So what are your thoughts on co-washing?
I think that it's a personal decision. I have co-washed, but it's not something I typically do.
How come?
I like that clean, fresh scalp feeling, you know?
That's me
and
every day.
I just don't get that with co-washing. I feel like when I co-wash that my hair feels weighed down and not as clean. It's pretty.
What about your daughter?
Pretty simple.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How often are you washing your hair?
I typically wash my hair every 5 to 6 days.
Well, so, what about your daughter?
She does not co-wash either.
She does not co-wash. How often does she wash her hair? And was she back then? Do you know?
She probably washes her hair every 3 days or so. Her hair's a lot oilier than mine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like me too.
Yeah.
So how did you learn about, you know, what to do with curly hair? Is it just from your own experience, you know, growing up with curly hair, or what's your background with that?
It's funny that you asked because I'm actually going to have a video coming out this week on my channel that's all about my transition journey from, not accepting my curly hair to finally getting to the point where I wanted to embrace it and learn how to really care for it. And I've got pictures.
I was just going to say, do you have pictures? Because the rule around here is pics or it didn't happen. Receipts. Don't tell us stories if you don't have pics, because then it didn't happen. That's our rule.
But I always laugh because it took me over 30 years to really get to the point where I wanted to embrace my curls and not feel like I had to flat iron and straighten my hair to feel beautiful.
Okay. All right.
It's liberating to get to that point.
Yeah. And did you I'm trying to find out if you had help or education or coaching from a stylist, or was this just like research you did on your own, or how were you learning about what to do and how to handle your curls?
I wish I would have had help. It would have made my transition journey a lot easier. But it basically was when I joined YouTube, and even when I was styling my hair and it wasn't great, people still wanted to know what I was doing. And so that kind of made me want to start researching, like, okay, they're interested in curly hair. Let me figure this whole curly hair thing out, even though I had it my whole life, researched and realized that I was doing everything wrong.
Right.
You're not alone.
You're not
I have
alone.
people that come into the salon, in their 50s, 60s, even my stylist Julie, with her, she has ultra curly hair, the very tight curly hair. And, even though she had that her whole life, she really didn't know how to properly take care of it and style it and have it cut. It's something that you do kind of, stumble across or find out later on. Now it's becoming more popular. She happened to hear about my salon, but that was her first time learning really professional techniques for her curly hair as well.
Yeah. Back in the day, I feel like there wasn't any curly hair stylist. Everyone was straightening their hair, and I don't know, there was no internet. I didn't have any help.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I've got a couple other questions, and then we'll let you go. Okay, let's do them in this order. Brandi. Oh no, let me rephrase that. Okay. Brandi, do you feel there are any other curly hair brands that you've tried or used or recommended in the past that concern you now, given what you've seen with DevaCurl situation? Are there any other brands or products that you feel you would like to or are thinking about naming in a similar fashion as you did DevaCurl products recently? Thank you.
At this time, there is no other product line that I've tried that I've had issues with. So at this time, no.
Nothing.
I mean, there's no other. Now, I've had people reach out when I've mentioned a product, and a person would reach out and say, that product made me lose hair, so be careful.
Right.
But I take it with a grain of salt until
Sure.
I see those issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So nothing else where you've had an aha moment recently and said, oh boy, I did notice that with blank, blank, blank. No, nothing?
No.
Okay, good. Next question. Okay, so these are the last two questions. And you know the rules on this show. You've seen it enough. We don't give anybody any gotcha questions. This skirts it a little. It's
you
close.
said that like the last three guests.
Yeah, but the last three guests were there. This one isn't, but it's a legit question, or I wouldn't ask it. Okay, Brandi, this is feel free. I'll give you enough time if you want to sit and think about this a second, because this is a legit question. Brandi, is there a way that people in your position as influencers can subvert a similar situation in the future? Should you ladies, as influencers, be expected to be more thorough in your research of what you are recommending in the future? She means given the vast reach of literally millions and millions of curly-haired women and girls, maybe you'll need to Maybe you'll need to have errors and omissions insurance like lawyers and insurance agents do. Just a thought. What do you think of that? That's why I said it's kind of a cringeworthy question, but hey, it's a good question. It is, because we kind of, think about it. We're a manufacturer, but we're kind of in the same position because we sit here every week and we kind of do the same thing,
Right. Here's the thing. Influencers are just like any consumer out there,
But you're getting paid. But you're getting paid to talk.
Not always. Not always.
Compensated. Is it compensated a better word? Cruise
Not always.
Is compensated. Free products compensated.
Honestly,
I'm just playing the devil's advocate. That's all.
I know. I'd say for my channel as a whole, the compensation that I've gotten is very minimal in comparison to the content that I've shared.
Sure. So because go back to the original question. Do you believe that influencers such as yourself need to become more knowledgeable of products and let's just go products in general before making recommendations? I mean, I can tell what this woman's asking here. She's basically saying, hey, you're recommending stuff and you shouldn't be, as a whole, as a collective. I'm not picking on you, as a collective.
Right. But that would basically eliminate everything, because you would need to be a professional at everything. In every brand and every skincare product and every makeup product. Not even the brands are that, that knowledgeable in every single thing. We are literally just influencers testing out products, and if something works, we share it. That's that's it. And I always give a disclaimer: just because this worked for me does not mean that it's going to work for you. Doesn't mean that you're going to like it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Our opinions, because that's all it is. Our opinions on products is not the end all be all. It's up to the person following us, watching our videos, if they want to try it out for themselves,
Maybe a disclaimer at the beginning of videos. I'm not a professional hairstylist, hair industry, blah, 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 blah. I'm just a girl just like you. Maybe.
Yeah, but I'm gonna jump in there, because even professionals are in the same situation.
Right now they are.
Yeah,
heck yeah, they are.
Yeah, because I know some really diva diehard professionals, and now what? They've been pushing and selling and using and recommending these products as professionals, because they've used them and saw results, and they worked and they stood behind that product. But now something's happened. Yeah. So they're in the same position. So even as a professional, I mean, you don't know that until you start to see it happening and clients, having issues. And then, now some of them still continue to use it or sell it. Like that woman previously who said she hasn't seen a problem. Great. But then I know of other stylists who have stopped and they switch lines, so it could be any product, and how would they know? I mean, there's no way to know ahead of time.
Exactly.
There isn't. Yeah.
It's like you were talking about with the allergies,
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if a subscriber is going to have an allergy to something that I tried and recommended, we can't be a professional or a scientist or anything like that. We're just sharing our opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do one more question, and then Brandi is going to list off all her winners of her 30 Raw Curl starter kits.
Wow.
Woohoo.
That's a lot.
It's $1,000, man. It's $1,000.
It's a lot.
All right. Yeah. What? Okay. Here's the last question. Now, you guys who have watched the show, listened to the show long enough, know that we don't preview questions for anybody, including Melanie, every week. However, before the show started, this last question I did because I could tell it was something personal. I didn't, and I don't know the story, and I presented this to Brandi before we started, so there's your full disclosure. And I said the only answer I want from you is yes or no. I don't want to hear the story. I just want to know, because I don't want to catch you off guard. So there. So see, we've been covering our bases, Brandi. Here we're telling everybody.
That's right.
We're setting them up. All right. So here it is. This is to Brandi. This is not to me. Well, maybe it is to me. I think she means to Brandi. This is in big bold letters with an exclamation point. I love you. I think she meant Brandi.
For sure.
I'm gonna assume it's me. Okay, let's see. The implant story changed my life. That was incredibly brave. Brandi, tell us what the implant story is.
Okay, I don't know how to shorten this, but quick version. I was so sick for about 8 years straight. And I'm talking like a walking corpse type of sick. I had no life left in me. I was literally walking around with no life in my body, trying to function with gastroparesis and other autoimmune issues. So many symptoms I just can't even begin to describe to you. And I found out through a series of friends who had reached out to me that knew how sick I was. And I'm talking, I was like in a very, very dark place, on the brink of suicide. That's how sick I was. It was a dark place in my life. And I had a friend reach out and told me a story about someone that had breast implant illness. And I had breast implants at the time. And she said, she's got all the same issues as you. I wonder if this could be a correlation with your sickness. And of course, I brushed it off at first and thought, no way. Like, I've had, breast implants for years. Why would it be that? It doesn't make any sense. I've learned to do my research. That's, big key point to this whole story. So I started doing my research and learned all about breast implant illness, and found myself in every person's story that I saw, and realized that that is what I had been suffering with. And I immediately found the best explant surgeon, who's actually in Jupiter, Florida. Yeah. I flew to Jupiter, Florida in 2017, October of 2017, explanted and completely healed my body and got my life back. And I am like a completely new person.
How long did it take? How long did it take?
Oh, when I explanted, within hours,
wow,
there was symptoms that completely dissipated.
Were those saline implants?
I actually had both. I had saline to start with, had issues, and then I got them changed out to silicone. And I had silicone the last 9 years. Wow. And I was so sick for 8 of those 9 years.
That's so interesting, because I have a client who went through the same thing. And she was my most sensitive and allergic client. And it's like, man, she has just so many issues and allergies. And finally she figured that out too, and she's doing really well, but she's still healing, because she eats so healthy and she really takes care of herself. So anyway, it was a long journey, but interesting, because I've watched her go through that as well.
And I've now been able to, thank you so much. It's been honestly a complete miracle in my life, and being able to use that, tragedy that I went through to be able to help other people overcome this whole situation and walk them through breast explant surgery and healing their bodies and hearing their testimonies. It's been incredibly a blessing in my life to be able to do that. So just like you, I knew that it was for a bigger purpose, that I was enduring all of that.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah. Darn, there goes my idea of getting implants for my 50th birthday. I've always wanted them.
Thank you.
Oh, man.
Totally not worth it, I promise.
Oh, my gosh. Darn it.
Oh, well. You're going to have to settle for cake.
I guess. Right. That'll probably make me sick, too.
All right, Brandi. Thank you for coming on and being so open and honest about everything. We really appreciate it. So how about... Why don't you give away $1,000 to your followers, and let's make them happy?
Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so hopefully I don't butcher these names. If I do, I apologize. But let's go ahead and start naming these winners. So first winner is Deborah Buckner. Second winner, Connie Gyron, maybe. Third, Amber Weil. Janet Nelson, Wendy Niedek, Talisa Whitmore, Carlita Cartwright, Tina Castro, Liliana Ashwood, Carrie Hermer, Indira Persuade, I'm not sure how to pronounce that name, Ingrid Ramos, Marcela Hernandez, Courtney Waymeyer, Patricia Quintero, Anna DiPerna, Eva Soto, Christina Lopez, Dolores Crook, Melanie Webster, Evelyn Jackson, Maria Antoinetta Palacio, Sherry Thomas, Christy J, Caroline Lazzarulo, Cassandra Bermudez, Autumn Wolf, Cindy Jarvis, Marin Rose, and Kelly Patchlahofer. And that is it. That is the 30 winners.
Wow. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
Yeah. And you'll have to work another 18 hours this week to cover
Yeah. I'm like, wow. I think I need some at the salon. You're giving them all away here.
I think next Monday, yeah, we'll have some fruity booze drink for you to drown your sorrows in.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, these are fun. But yeah, so congratulations to our winners. Please do not send Brandi or anyone at Raw Curls messages tomorrow saying, I won one of the prizes last night. Where is it? It's not here yet.
No.
Don't send that message on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, ever. You'll get it when you get it. This
do you have everyone's contact info?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You can't imagine how angry and irritated people in the office here get when we do giveaways, and every 20 minutes for the next 10 days before they get them. When's it coming? Do you have tracking? Do you have tracking?
Yeah, we're not Amazon.
We're not Amazon. When you get it, you'll get it.
It actually costs. Yeah, and it costs for shipping too.
$8.40. It's free. It's a price. Just remember that. You didn't buy it.
Now we know why I have to work,
right.
12 to 14-hour days.
Right. Okay. Anyway, so
you're welcome.
I do want to mention that my hair today is all raw curls.
Ooh, and it looks amazing.
Thank you.
That sounds like, man, you don't look like you had hair loss because you've got more hair than I do.
It's the product.
Right. Good answer. No, it does look really great.
Thank you.
Yeah, it does. Wonderful. So thank you very much. Appreciate you coming on, and I'll reach out to you probably in the next couple months. And once your daughter's more comfortable, I'll probably bring you both on, and we'll promote her a little bit so she can make herself known. We've done that before.
Absolutely.
We did that with Weed Dad's daughter. Brought her on, introduced her to the world. We were the first place to introduce her to the world of curl. So anyway,
so fun.
Yeah, it is fun. So anyway, thank you very much. Congratulations. Glad things are getting better. And make sure you guys follow at the Glam Belle on Instagram if you're not already. And you'll get to hear all these neat stories and see all her neat tips and tricks. So anyway, thanks a lot. And we'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Well, there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed that.
She's adorable.
Adorable. Did you learn anything, Melanie? Or do you want to think about it?
Did I learn anything?
It's usually how it goes around here when we have an interview. Usually later on in the evening, we'll chat a little bit and talk about what we thought and whatever. And
no, I
nothing
wouldn't say I learned anything. There was no.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. Not at all. But yeah,
but it was
very
interesting.
Similar. It's interesting for sure. Very similar to pretty much what we've seen, what we've heard. But anyway, so yeah, so there you go. So yeah, you guys who were here at the beginning saw I read the list of who wouldn't come. This is the only one that'll come.
Wow.
We don't bite hard often, rarely. Right? I don't think. Next time. Anyway,
oh, gosh.
All right, we'll see it. We'll see you next week for episode 159. I may actually come out with the Weed Dad interview later on this week, so it might be episode 159.
Yeah.
And then we can talk about that next Monday. Yeah, you can see it when everybody else. We may play it and then talk about it because it's not super long.
All right.
So anyway, all right.
We'll see you next week.
And have a what?
Great curly week. Yep.
See you guys.
We'll see you on my birthday.
Bye. There you go. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen in the control room.